What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Case here. I'm back with another amazing episode of K-Sport here at K-Sport. Back to give you some news and some information of what's going on into the streets of the amazing Athens and Greece and Europe at large. What's up, everyone? What's been going on around you? What have you been up to? I've been silent for a few weeks now, but I never forget about coming back to give you the updates of what's going on. So I don't want to waste much time. I always start with my favorite part, which is the tourism part. Actually, that's one of my favorite parts. Sections or sessions, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but that's my favorite part, and I always start with that. A lot has happened in this space. Today is the end of the month of September. Today is the 30th of September. So we're running the year down, man. It's 2020. Finally, it's getting done. Let's take this moment to thank God for whoever is still alive at this moment. That is so priceless, man. It's amazing to be still alive. All, in the midst of all the chaos that's going on in the world, people losing their lives over, in all different scenarios with all these, the viruses and, the whole situation, what is happening apparently in the world. It's not so good to the human race generally, but to find that we're still breathing and still alive, it's something really good. And we just get to take a minute and recognize that and give thanks, to the Creator for the protection and being able to be breathing at this moment and to be counted among the live ones. Up to this point, tomorrow it's going to be the 1st of October, which means it's the 10th month of the year. So like in 2 months, the year is 2020. We're going to wrap it up. However rough it's going to be, or however rough it has been, but we've at least tried. We're still riding, and we'll see how it goes. Apparently in Athens, this situation, we always look at the current situation of the coronavirus. Towards the end of the summer and the beginning of this, autumn, things have been changing. The cases have been going up, and unfortunately, some cases have been recorded in the city, in one of the provinces, I would say, or the part of the city or the region called Attica region, which is it's quite a busy. So it led to some, enforcement of more stricter rules, whereby right now they brought back the new regulation whereby you can't the kiosks and the stores and the shops and all the kind of stuff, they have to be locked after midnight. So they're given an hour earlier, whereby they open up in the morning 5 o'clock and they have to be closed by midnight, which wasn't the case before, because before it was shops could be closed. The supermarkets, for example, could be closed at the end of the day around 8. And then you have the kiosks, which are on the road, and the bars and all that kind of stuff to be them normally open. But with a new rule that was put in place, in order to, I don't know how it does help anyway to counter the rising cases of the COVID. So they decided to put that rule in place. So after midnight, everyone has to be closed. Nobody has to be open. So that's the new rule. On top of that, there is enforcement of the face masks, as you know, in all the enclosed areas. So let's see where that leads us, and let's see if it helps anyway to cap down the numbers to make it a bit, somehow lower. This week, we had the first cruise ship to come through. It came through to Greece, and this is a cruise ship operated by TUI, which is an Anglo-German travel giant. So they happen to be the first cruise ship providers or agent that sailed to the Greek port of Piraeus after 6 months of suspension. But during the course of the week, on Tuesday, there was a false alarm whereby they say that one of the crew members was suspected of being infected with the COVID. But fortunately, when this person went for a test, it happened to be negative. So, and the whole cruise was cleared by the Greek Civil Protection Crisis Management. So, this cruise ship, main ship, it has like 922 passengers and 666 crew. So, likely enough, it was just a false alarm, which is not something. At this moment, it's crazy, whereby everything you have to be extremely careful. Like, as funny as it sounds, you're scared to even cough, to sneeze in public. Before, when you sneezed, like if you sneeze, someone would say bless you, but now if you sneeze, someone is going to say, yo, what's wrong? Did you go for a test? So you can see people fighting with the sneeze. So in this period, anything that happens, the people are so vigilant. They don't take chances on that shit. They don't do that thing like that. So that's why this issue, happened on this cruise ship. But fair enough, it happened to be it was just a false alarm, and the person was checked and it was okay. Today, there was, if you've been in Athens or if you've been to Greece, you have visited Greece before, but maybe you haven't been to Athens, or if you've ever been in Athens before and you visited the Acropolis, you remember, if you've seen in daylight, it's okay, but in the night, there were some lights that were flickering there. But today, the Acropolis, the lights were upgraded and it sparkles like never before. It was done. They put the lights up, like in presence of the President Katerina Skeleropoulou, the Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis, Minister of Culture and Sports, Linus Mendoni, and the president of the Onassis Foundation, Anthony S. Papadimitriou. So today, so according to the Greek City Times, they say the Minister of Culture, they say this is the first of the series of projects carried out by the ministry aimed at overall upgrade of the infrastructure and services provided by Acropolis, with funding and implementation from the Onassis Foundation. If you look at this, I've seen the video, I've watched the video of the new lighting system, and it's amazing. It's really, really good. And from the explanation how they did this, they say, for the first time, the lighting distinguishes the different monuments at Acropolis. Specifically, the 9 points are illuminated again: the rock, the walls, the Parthenon, the Propylaea, the Temple of Athena Nike, the Erechtheion, the Theatre of Dionysus, the Tower of Eumenes, and the Dionysian Sanctuary. These are all illuminated so you can see them. It's, being Acropolis being one of my favorite spots in Athens, actually, maybe everybody's favorite spot, if I'm not wrong about this, because if you've been to this city and you've seen Acropolis, you'll agree with me that this place is amazing. Be it if you're viewing it from a hotel you're living in, or you're in a restaurant, because most of the restaurants around town, you always have a view of the city. Let's say maybe you're having a restaurant on an upper terrace, you can see the Acropolis. Now, if you think that it has been really beautiful back then, in the night you could see with those yellow lightings and stuff, now it's fully illuminated. It's really, really beautiful. I've watched the video. I can't wait to go out. So that means I need to go out maybe on a date and find me and have this beautiful view. It's better to enjoy it with someone, really. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to work on that. I have to watch this. I have to see it in the night. But unfortunately, it doesn't have to be, it ain't going to be long because of this lockdown and all that kind of stuff. That's why I really hate this corona situation. It's just, standing in the way of how you used to live lives, man. Because for me, I'm used to going out like starting at 9-ish, 10, in the night. And that you go out at that time and then you come back later around 2, 3, 4 in the morning, you know what I mean? But now if you go around 10, you got 2 hours, which is not fair enough, really. You can't let me out for 2 hours. It can't be. So that means if I'm going to head out, I have to go a bit earlier. But anyway, it's the new way and I have to abide with it. So either way, I'll have to go and see the Acropolis with my own eyes, to see this beauty, because I really loved the picture, the video that I watched about it. Still, for you, if you're really interested, what's wrong with me? This is a situation. Now, if you're really interested in the museum and like historic things, the tour of the Museum of the Cycladic Art, in Athens, you can see this, or people can visit this museum on their mobile phones. This is some good, upgrade. This is the thing. I always say when I'm talking with some of my friends that every situation could be bad, could be good, but there is always some good things about it. Like the one thing that I've seen, or a common trend that I've seen with this whole corona thing, is the shift and the upgrade and the I've seen in all sectors, businesses and all kind of let's say industries, they're trying the giant shift to the to the digital world. Now you can see that using a mobile phone or a tablet, you can now visit the museum, in particular this Cycladic Art Museum in Athens, So this this Museum of Cycladic Art is dedicated to the study and promotion of ancient cultures, of Aegean and Cyprus, with special emphasis on the Cycladic art of the third millennium, So it was founded in 1986 to house the collection of Nicholas and Idali Goulanderis. Since then, it has grown in size to accommodate new acquisitions, obtained either through direct purchase or through donations by important collectors and institutions. So how can you see this on your phone? Here's the process. These are the instructions of how people can view or can tour these museums on their tablets or mobile phones. After visitors can scan the QR code, they will be able to browse the permanent collections and read interesting information about the special exhibits, which are indicated by numbered markings on captions of the objects, just like the typical museum. When you visit any museum, if in person, there's always on the side description of the whole let's say sculpture, which is numbered, so you can see that from your phone. It continues to say this new method is a safe way to go of going on an education tour, as each visitor watches the digital tour from their own device. Some of the tours include the Cycladic art, ancient Greek art, Cypriot art, and scenes from daily life of antiquity. There are tours in Greek, French, and English. So if you speak French and English, but most of the time if you speak English, you're covered. But there's three options. You have the Greek, English, and French. So if you ever find yourself in Athens, this museum is located at Neophytou Douka 4 in Athens. So that's the street. That's the street, Neophytou Douka 4, Athena 10674, Greece. That's the location of this museum. The opening hours, Monday from 10 to 5. Tuesday it's closed. Wednesday it's open to 10 to the same time, 10 to 5. Thursday same time, Friday the same time, Saturday the same time. On Sunday though, it is open 11 to 5, and there is an entrance ticket. You have to pay for the entrance, which is only €7. And on Monday there is a reduction to that, which is half of the price, which is €3.50. So if you listen in Athens, if you happen to listen to this podcast from Athens, remember you listen to Case podcast with your boy Casey. So if you're listening in Athens, or you're traveling to Athens, remember that it's a really beautiful museum. You can go there in person, or you can go there, and so when you go there is a ticket which is €7. And if you go there on Monday, it's always half price, so don't hesitate. But anyway, it's €7. Come on. Either way, the program is Monday, Tuesday is closed, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday it's open at 11. The rest of the day is 10 to 5. On Sunday it's 11 to 5. So either way, it's a cool thing to check out. What else do we have? As you know, we can't speak about Greece and Athens and all this thing, and we forget about the tensions that were happening. As usual, as you know me, if you're my permanent listeners, or if you've been listening to the rest of my episodes, you can tell that I'm not a fan of most of the politics, but it's hard to avoid because it's in your face. Like recently, Turkey threatens that great. Though I think in the last few weeks there were some talks that were trying to be arranged, but today one of the AKP spokesperson in Turkey threatened Greece with war. He said, quote unquote, "We will solve our issues on the battlefield." So his statement says, and I think this was caused by the visit from the United States, Secretary of Defense, I think Michael Pompeo. So he visited, and so the spokesperson for AKP said, Turkey is a country of diplomacy if they want to solve the problem with diplomacy, but if they do not want, we'll solve it on the battlefield, he said. So I wish you don't go to the battlefield. Nobody wants to go there. I know for sure I don't. And also, there is a new, it's not new, but it just happened to be a new recent aggravation that happened between how do you read this word? Azerbaijan and Armenia. They're fighting over a certain area around, and it's caused a lot of alarm, and the news. People are kind of attacking Greece for not being together, for not supporting Armenia. But for some reason today, the Greek defense minister came out and showed that and confirmed that the relationship between the two states it's reaffirmed after the minister condemned all the activities that are taking place in the area. And now you can remember that the Azerbaijan, they are backed up by Turkey as it stands allegedly. Turkey sends in their freelance soldiers, Syrian army, to go into, to take over the place. There is a small area that belongs to Azerbaijan, but is occupied by Armenians. 90% of the area is Armenian, but internationally it belongs to Azerbaijan. That is some politics which is very dead. So currently there is a tension going on, but there is some interference that is Greece denounces anything that involves fighting and all that kind of stuff. So they want to resolve things without arms. So that is for the Armenian thing. So in sports, I can't today Thursday, 4 a.m. in the morning. That's Greek time. There's the first game 1. If you love basketball, I'm a big fan of basketball. I love it. So the Lakers are going to be facing the Miami Heat. So it's a game to catch. So don't worry, don't miss that one. You gotta check it out. And also in the same route of the sports, my man here at the Adetokunbo Bros, they announced that today their academy is open for the second year. So Giannis and his brothers Thanasis, Kostas, and Alex announced that they are the Conbros Academy initiative is returning for the second consecutive year. The academy, which is based here in Athens, is a community program that combines basketball training and educational inspiration aimed towards underprivileged young boys and girls aged 12 to 16. So the special thing about this academy is it's inclusive to all nationalities, religion, genders, promotes girls, women empowerment, and stands against stereotyping. Also trains the trainers promoting change, provides basketball education pathways with the content of the program to continue releasing so Giannis went on his Twitter account and said it doesn't matter where you start from but where you can go. Antetokounmpo Academy Year 2 starts on 1st November in Athens. Enroll now. I like Giannis. He's a very good guy. He's good in a way that he looks at giving back, to his society, to the communities. A week ago or two, I think, the same family, they gave back to one of the places that were destroyed by the floods. So they gave back. It's called Karadisa. Yeah. They gave back some, utilities to the families that were distracted by the floods. But I think that's a good thing. That's why we live. If you ever get a chance to get a platform, you get giving back, because not everybody has the capacity to have to live life. I mean, especially in this current period we have right now, which is really, really hard, not for us, for everyone actually. So if you find yourself in a situation of helping anyone, don't hesitate. And the worst thing is, as hard as the situation apparently, then we have a lot of catastrophic things happening, the floods and storms and everything. So it's really a tough one. So we just pray that things get on top of the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff. Then you have floods and killings and riots, and these are tough times, man. These are really tough times. So pray. So if you have to help in any way, please go ahead to help. Don't stop. So we have in tennis, we have this Stefanos, Tsitsipas and Maria Sakkari are both through to the French Open second round. So Stefano will meet Pablo Cuevas for the spot in the third round, and Maria Sakkari, who defeated Ayla Tomljanovic, she will now have to take on Kamila Rikamova on Wednesday. So good luck to these tennis players. They're great guys. So somewhere else in Europe today, there was some kind of panic in Paris when a sonic boom while playing happened to, there's a strange sound that went over Paris, and it happened to make people kind of worried. They thought it was a bomb, but these fast-moving planes, when they move, they kind of make that sound, which is, they travel on a speed which is faster than the normal sound. So once they crash into some waves, they happen to create that a strong sound, which is most of the times comes off as an explosion. So that's what happened today in Paris, and it kind of scared a lot of people. They thought it was an explosion, but it was just one of the French military planes that went to give some, assistance to some commercial aircraft which had lost radio contact. So it was just going up to give some service. So it happened to break some sound barrier. Some physics. And my physics classes didn't. The physics was one of my favorite subjects when I was still in school. So I had some of this. So this was just physics happening. But for most of the things, some people were kind of worried. There was a game of tennis which was taking place actually, and they had to stop for a few minutes to acknowledge what was like, to really know what happened, what was it, another funny news, but it's true, but also that I read is still in France, which is one like a Congolese activist and 4 others have gone on a trial in France, accused of trying to steal African artifact from a museum. Now that is the news. When it comes to motherland. So what happened was these the Congolese guy, Emery Mazuaro. They grabbed a 19th century funeral staff from Chad at the Croix Branly Museum in Paris in June. He said on social media that he came to claim Africa's stolen property. That's my favorite man. He had love for the place, and it's good. He had a reason, man. You blame him not. He had his reason, like want to claim whatever's taken from Africa. So, if you have to know, there's been an increasing debate whether artifacts taken during the colonial time should be returned, to Africa. Senegal built a Black Civilization Museum. They built a museum to show, to preserve all the Black civilization. So it is in Senegal. So that was some of the things. Meanwhile, I don't want to make it long. It's just good for me to stop by and give you what's going on. What else can we talk about today? And this is the thing I just want to highlight. Please stay safe out there, man. Wear the masks. However uncomfortable it is, just try to stay safe and wear the masks. It's just the only way, man. It's just the only way we have to live by, apparently. So, France is to ban the wild animals in traveling circuses. So, most of people, if you remember, some people are just doing this mainly with the bears and lions and all that kind of stuff. So they're gonna ban that. It's not gonna be allowed anymore in France. Let's go to to Britain. What do we have? They found 170 COVID cases at a meat plant in England. Oh God, they all tested positive. That's not bad. Things in the UK with the corona are not happening really well. The case is kind of getting out of hand. That's not a good thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, because I don't want it to go back to the lockdown. So I urge everyone: if you're a visitor, if you're fellow, locals here, just please abide and just stay safe for your own sake. If you can do it for your own sake, do it for the people you think you care about. If you think you're visiting and you really love the country, you love Greece, so you keeping safe, it's one way of you to profess your love and care for the country and the locals. So you wear the masks and protect the people you came to see and the place, so that we can get back to normal. Whatever normal means, or whatever normal will be, but we have to get back to normal. We don't want to be in this kind of state for a long time. So please stay safe and be there, and wear masks, and take care of your hygiene as much as you can, as we're waiting on things to get to find a solution as we mean, like the virus, the vaccine. They say the daily Scottish virus deaths highest since June. Also, what else do we have from the UK? What do I have? And basically that is that's not bad. The patient died after blood sugar mistake. Come on, that's not a good thing. And also, it's hard to close this episode without mentioning the presidential debate between the man himself, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden, which happened last night. It was a very dramatic one. It was chaotic to watch, as you saw. But it is politics, and people it's one of the people which were taking out the things that were taken out from the whole debate was Donald Trump like failing to denounce the supremacist. It is kind of, so it's all over the internet. So it was all over the place. People taking out like the normal debate, or it's gonna be taken away, but it was really. I watched a bit of it. I didn't watch it in full, but I watched bits of it, and I saw how the moderator was really trying to handle these two prominent guys, trying to make them like speak up to one another, which wasn't happening at all. So it was quite a challenge for the moderator. I felt for him. But for the rest of the whole thing, I call that politics, and we wish our fellows in the United States who are looking forward to the elections very soon to have a good voting season, and things they have, at least to get well with the whole state of the nation, which is not good apparently, with all things talking about the corona cases and people dying and the violences and the crimes and the riots and all that kind of stuff, the killings. We're just send out our prayers for everyone out there, just things to be to get a bit better, so that at least life gets on better, and our brothers and sisters out there can travel again and welcome you again to the rest of the world, because now everyone is locked down in the States. So I think this is it. I don't want to keep it more than 40 minutes. This is almost 36. Come on, I'm not doing. So thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to subscribe, review. You can get my all the podcasts and episodes from your favorite platforms, being from Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify. You guys just subscribe, and on K-Sport Podcast, share with your friends, download, and I'll be keeping you up to date whatever's going to happen. Let me get ready for this match. I'm going to watch the basketball game. So peace out and stay safe there. Peace out.